You can give me a 1 in the chat if you can see and hear me okay. That would be great. Thank you. Thank you, Amanda. Thank you, Jonathan. Amazing, amazing, amazing. So it was amazing to see you all last week, everyone that came. It was so great to see people face to face and say hello to you. I hope that you are now implementing everything you have learnt. You know that I was in a lot of on your laptops helping you out, helping you make images and stuff. So make sure you are now implementing and starting to launch and get don't know why your face up, don't worry. Start to launch those products, okay? It was lovely to see you too. It's so nice because, like I said, a lot of times we talk to a camera, like we just talk to the screen, so we don't really see your faces. And a lot of you don't have your cameras on, so we don't see what you look like. So, so it's actually nice to actually see you in person. So, but today's class is the second class after Coach Margarita's class. So on Tuesday, she went through the process of doing your research and how you can look for the people, the problem, and the product that you're going to use to solve that problem. Okay. Most of you have been with us for at least a few weeks now, and a lot of you came last week. You should be at the point where you have done your research, you have a product you want to go forward with, and you have done that initial finding the problems and then the solutions to that problem and the product that you want to go after. Okay, so especially if you watch Coach Margarita's class and you're completely new and just followed Coach Margarita's class on Tuesday, you should all still be at a position where you have done some research, you have ideas of problems you want to solve, and a product that you want to go after. Okay, and then based on that, the next part is going to be obviously sourcing. But as you know, as Coach Reggie has mentioned, we're not going to worry too much about that. Okay, but most of you will be in either three pots. One, some of you will be following what we call the sort of drop shipping side, where you're going to find a competitor's product and you're going to just recreate it with your branding name and go after that product. Okay. Some of you will do the sort of POD style, where you're going to use something like Supplyful to find a product on Supplyful that solves your problem, and you're going to do it POD style. Okay, so what POD style on Supplyful means is that you will attach Supplyful to your store, and then when you make a sale, they will send it out for you. Okay, that's really good just to validate the product and get some sales in. And then the third lot of you will be in, we're going to get some sales, validate a product, and then Coach Reggie is going to help us to supply that product. Okay, so none of you should be, oh, I don't know, what am I going to do about my product, and stopping yourself moving forward. Okay, you're going to be in one of those pots. Okay. Ooh, I heard somebody.
Now with this stay clean.
Oh, let me just mute everyone there. Okay, cool. So the replays are all in the supplement replay part of the course, so you'll have access to it there. Okay, so every class is recorded, and you will receive it'll be in the replay. Okay, so you have done your research, you found the problem you're going to solve. You are going to work out your supplier, and in a second I'm going to show you how you can take the product you want to solve and check it in Supplify if you want to go that route. Okay. If you want to do the dropshipping side of it, you're going to go find somebody that's already selling the product, and you're going to put it with your brand name on. Okay. And lastly, like I said, anybody else, we're going to validate the product, get some sales, and then Coach Reggie is going to help us to source it. Okay. So we've done that part. So we've got the sourcing down. The next part is doing your store. Now, a lot of you came last week. We had about 40 something of you on the Friday class, and we helped you build out your product pages and get your stores up and running. Okay. If you haven't got to that part, I recommend that you watch Coach Chris's class. That's a Tuesday class, also in the replay, that takes you step by step on how to do this, how to find a competitor's page, literally replicate it in your store, and then you're going to just change out the information of your product information and your product images. I'm also going to show you in a second how you can take your competitors' images and replicate them for your product. Okay, so we're going to have our product done. Now we're at the stage where we're going to make our first ads so that we can launch. Okay, so after this class, you all should have the whole process of how you're going to go from researching from Tuesday's class to actually having some image ads that you can start launching, okay? You want to, we always say time is money. You want to start getting those products out and you want to start testing them, okay? You want to get on Facebook, get some ads out and start testing them. And the quickest way to do that is with image ads. So we're going to show you how to do that as well, okay? I just want to preference there are multiple different ways to do ads, okay? And you're going to see, if you're in my AI classes, I've shown you plenty of ways how to do videos and replicate videos with AI. And if you are comfortable doing that, and of course you can go forward with that. But image ads are a lot quicker to recreate, a lot faster to get out and test and validate, okay? So that is what we're going to show you today. That's what you should start with. And then you can start doing video ads or different image ads and stuff after that, okay? So I'm going to share my screen. I've got a lot to show you today, so hopefully I'll get through all of it. The class may go on a little bit longer, so hopefully you can stay for that. If not, everything is recorded and it will be in the replays, okay? So let's get started. Let me share my screen. Yes, make sure. Going to put my chat over here. And as I always say, we have our chat over here. So if you have any questions, rather than unmuting yourself and asking questions, if you could please put your question in the chat, okay? We've got the lovely Coach Amanda and Coach Jonathan in the chat that helps out with any questions you may have. And obviously I will check as well. So please make sure any question you have, put it in the chat. We can get those answered for you so you can start moving, okay? Oh, okay, so we've got lovely Coach Margarita and Michael as well. So say hello to them in the chat. So we've got lots of us coaches here to help you, okay? Okay, right, let's get into it. So on Tuesday, Coach Margarita went through, she literally gave you prompts to go through and do the research, find the problems that people have, and then based on that, find a product that you can use to solve that problem, okay? So if you haven't watched that class, make sure that you do, okay? When she was on that class, she came across this product here. I'm not even going to try to say the name because I couldn't even I don't know. But this is one of the products that she found, okay? She showed you her research. She showed you how well it was doing on Amazon. She showed you how well it was doing on TikTok through Calidata. So we have done our research. We have found a product, and now we're going to replicate that product and put it into our store, okay? Okay, so yeah, yeah, I'm like, I don't know what this is, but this product here, okay? I'm going to use this product as an example. When I use this product, this is where you're going to put your product, okay? So you're not going to all go and now do this product. You are going to use your product, okay? So I'm just using this as a reference to show you the continuation from Tuesday's class. But you are going to use your product on the product that you have found in your research, okay? Now, quickly, if you are doing it the Supliful way and the POD way, I've literally just before this class recorded 3 new videos for the course that are going to go through to show you how to search Supliful to find the product, also how to make the image ads, and also how to do your branding, okay? So I'm not really going to go too much on the branding side today because those videos are going to be in the course, I think, by tomorrow. So make sure you go and watch them. But you are going to take, if you want to check on Supliful, if they have your product, it's simply going over to ChatGPT, okay? You don't need any fancy tool. Go over to ChatGPT and you are going to upload your product information. I have put the link to the Amazon products because, as I said, this is a reference, but you should have all the documents that you have got from your research, okay? Everything ChatGPT or Manus has given you, you can download as a PDF or a Word document and simply upload into here. So you can click upload and upload anything you have about your products, okay? And then you're going to give it Supliful's link, okay? We're going to have this again in the course, but if you want to go to look for it, you just literally go to supliful.com, come here to catalog, and there we go, we have the link. So this link here is what you're going to give your ChatGPT, okay? They have hundreds and hundreds of different products in here for you to start. Now, I know a lot of you are going to say, but it doesn't have this and it doesn't have this. We are validating our product, okay? We're going to get ChatGPT to find the nearest product that we can start with. Then once we have sales, once we have a product, consistent sales coming in, we can reach out to Coach Reggie and the team, and he will help you to design it exactly how you want it and go and customize it and go and get a supplier that would do that for you. There's no point you wasting time and money trying to customize this product with 50 different things in it if you have not even validated that the customer wants to buy it. Okay, so you want to find the nearest product to the problem you want to solve. Okay, so as you can see here, I've simply given it the information about the product. I've given it the supplemental link, and I've said, please review this product and see if there's a product like it in the supplemental catalog. And then ChatGPT is literally just going to go through, have a look at the hundreds of products it has in supplemental and come back with the best product that matches. So this one is a cognitive support product, which has the closest ingredient matches, and it's given us all the details of the product there. Okay, I can then simply take this here, the cognitive support name, copy that, come to the dashboard here, come to catalog, paste that into here, and here we go. I have my product ready to go. Okay, it's got all the information about the product. I now have a product that I can add to my store and start making testing and hopefully making sales for my product. Okay, of course, if it comes back and there's not one on there, then we can go the drop shipping route that we're going to have videos in the course to show you that, or we're going to go the way that I said, that we're not going to worry about the supplier and we're just going to go to Coach Reggie when we have some sales, okay, when we validated the products. But I wanted to show that just in case any of you wanted to check that supplemental have that product, okay? So take your product information, take the supplemental link, put it into ChatGPT, get it to find the best product in their catalog that you can start with, okay? So that is step number one. Again, I'm not going to go through this part, but in the next videos, that will be in the course by tomorrow, I have made, well, chat did it, I didn't, have this massive prompt here that you can put into ChatGPT or Manus, and you're going to give it your product information. So you'll give it the supplemental link of your product, you'll give it all your research, and you'll give it this prompt. And what it will do, as you can see here in Manus, I just simply pasted that prompt that I gave there, put my product information of this product that we found, and said, please review the attached prompt and come back with all the information asked. Thank you. And what it will do is it will go out, it will do a deep research, it will go and search all across the different platforms, go and find your competitors, go and find the best branding for your product, come up with branded names for your product, prompts for your labels. It will give it all to you, okay? So simply will go through and give you everything you need about your product, okay? I've also added in there that it will go and do a trademark research to make sure that the name it comes up with is available for you and it has a domain for it as well, okay? So it's going to do it all for you here. It's going to give you the best possible product. It's going to give you the colors that you should use for your product based on that research, okay? So that is going to be in the course by tomorrow. Don't hold us to that. If it's not tomorrow, it's in the next couple of days that you can go in and make all your labels and branding for your store. Okay, so we've done the research, we've found the product. We have checked our resources, sourcing, and found the product in supplemental. We're going to do it drop shipping. We've now built out our branding, and from there, we can make the product images. So I read through that information, and I just chose a random name. But for you, read through it and decide on the name you want to go for. And I just said, I've decided to go for Clear State, the name of my branded product. Based on this, can you give me 5 prompts to recreate a label for my product? Okay. I gave it an image. This image here is simply from the catalog. So I literally right click here, copy image, and pasted it into the chat here. Okay, right click and paste it into here or upload it into here. I have chosen a name and I said, based on this name, now go and give me 5 prompts to recreate my label. And as you can see here, it's given me all the prompts to recreate the label. Now, you can take these prompts, put them in any image generator to create the images. But as most of you know, ChatGPT has launched Imagen 2, and it's amazing. The images it's creating are really good. So I would simply come back to my chat here and paste it into here. So as you can see here, I've said, please can you create the below images for the prompts below? Please ensure each of the images are separate. Okay, you want to ask for them separately, otherwise it just creates one image with all the products on there. I uploaded the image here, gave it all the prompts that I got from Manus, and then it's created the images here for me. So now I've got some images of my product. If you do not like what it's created, then just let chat know. So here I just said, they're coming out a bit boring, okay? I want them to be a bit more like my competitors, and I gave them an example of a competitor. Can you now give me 5 more image prompts to recreate the images based on this, okay? So all the branding colors, keep to my branding colors, and the products are the same, okay? And as you can see, it's giving me some more prompts. And I've now got some better labels that I can now use for my products, okay? So I have gone through that really quickly, but that's because this class is not about that. I wanted to give that to you so that you can quickly move forward, okay? These videos are going to be in the course very, very soon, in the next couple of days. And I want you to go from Coach Margarita's class, where you've done the research, you've now sourced it through Supraful as a dropshipping style, or through Coach Reggie, sorry. And then you've now built out your branding and your label for your product, and you're ready to now go into your image ads, okay? So make sure you watch those videos, make sure that you go through this process and you make the labels and the product, the image for your store, okay? So we now have our bottle. So for example, if I want to use this can now be my product that I can go ahead with, okay? Cognitive support capsules, clear state, and it's got all the information, calm focus, mental clarity, cognitive performance. It's got how many capsules are there and information about the dietary supplement, okay? So we now have a label for our product with our branding on there, okay? Now we can use this as a reference image for everything else we're going to create. So give us a 1 in the chat if that makes sense, okay? I know I went through that very quickly, but I just wanted to give that out to you so that anybody that's not moving, stuck, getting the labels done, can see that we can simply do the research and get ChatGPT to give us some prompts to recreate the image, okay? Amazing, amazing. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to create product images for our store, okay? So in the course and in the class replays, Coach Chris done an amazing class on showing you how to make a product page, okay? It takes a competitor's page and builds out the page for you. When you have that page, you need to add your product images of your product. So I'm going to show you how you can take a competitor's winning product images and recreate them for your store. Okay, so let's go over here. So as most of you know, this is a brand that we have mentioned a lot in the course and have showed you. This is because they are a huge brand in the supplement space. They do loads of sales on this product. So this is a good one to go and have a look at to use their product images. And as we can see, when we look at their product images here, they have a hero image of their product, but they don't just have their product standing on a side or in fancy, fancy angles of their product. They are actually selling in their images, okay? Most people will buy from mobile from you. They will see the images, this part and this part, when they go onto your page. So you want to make sure this part here really sells your products, okay? You want to make sure that we have our offer here. Again, we go through that in the course, but we want to make sure our images are, branded. They sell our product. We have looked at a couple of your product pages, and you simply just have a bottle that literally looks like the Supraful catalogue, where you've got it like that, where you've got a white background of the product. That doesn't really sell your product. So if you saw this, it doesn't really sell your products, okay? Even if you've got the label on there. You want to sell your products in your images. And with AI, that becomes a whole lot easier to do. So here you can see they're talking about immune support, gut health, energy. In this image, they're putting a quote at the top, and again, selling you the product of what it does. Here, we've got why we should trust this brand. Here, we've got a quote from a customer. Here, they're breaking down the ingredients of the product. So you can see that every image here is selling you the product. 30 days, feel the difference, 30-day risk-free trial. Okay, so every single image is selling to you. So what we're going to do is we're going to recreate these images, but for our store. So find your competitor that you want to replicate, and I'm going to use this one here. And then what you want to do, come to the first image here, you can simply right-click and copy the image. If you cannot copy the image, if for some reason you're unable to copy the image, you can take a screenshot. So each of you would know how to do this on your computer, but usually it's 4 keys on your keypad where you can come here and simply take a snippet of the images, okay? You're going to come over to, again, ChatGPT. Come and open a new chat. And down here, you're simply going to paste those images in there. So you're going to right click and paste those images in here. So work your way through, find this one, copy the image, come over here and paste that image in there. Okay, I'm just going to do a couple to show you. Copy, paste. A lot of my job is just copying and pasting, I tell you. So copy this one, paste it into here, okay? So you will have your competitor images here. As you can see, I have here. So this one, this one, this one. Once you have your competitor's images in there, you are going to add your product information. As I always say, what you put into AI is what you get out. So give it everything, okay? If you have a document with all your product information, give it. If you have a store that's maybe it's not finished, but you have a product page link, give that to it. If you have created, like we have here, I've lost the page now. Your product image, give it that, okay? Give it everything that you have. I am using this one as an example, so I'm just going to give it this link, okay? So I'll copy that one. Totally lost where I am now, in here, and paste it in here, okay? So, didn't copy it. Copy this here, and paste it into there, okay? So upload anything, give it all the links of your products, okay? The more you give it, the better your results will be. But what it's going to do is take your competitors' images, it's going to read it, and then it's going to take your branding colors, your product, and all the information about your product and recreate the images in that same style as your competitors, okay? So that's why it's important to give your product all the information about your product and all like the branding colors and stuff of your store, okay? Still took the picture. Oh, it's because I did paste it in there, but I just deleted it because I want to show you this part. So, but don't worry, for you, you're just going to add all the information, okay? So, and then you're going to give it a simple prompt like this, okay? Good afternoon. I want to create some high converted images for my store based on my competitors' winning images. Please find attached my competitors' images to recreate. The link to my product, so if it's not a link and it's an image, tell it. So the image to my product, I usually will tell it what image my product is. So if it's image 6, in brackets, I would add image 6. So it knows which one is your actual product, okay? And my product info attached. This is my product info. Again, you can just click here, add photos and files, and find your product information that you have. So this is our document. I'll click it there, add it, okay? Right, please can you give me the detailed prompts to recreate these images, but with my product information, and my branded theme, okay? So that's all you need to do. Find your competitors' images, give it your information, and then ask it to give you the prompts to recreate it, but with your product information, and the branded theme, okay? Again, we'll put this prompt in the course, so you can see exactly how we've done it, and you'll have access to this replay. So you can literally just copy along as you do it. You click go, so click go here, and as you can see, it will read those. Sorry, I broke my mouse on the way back from the trip, so I need to get myself a new mouse. But what it's going to do is it's going to give you the prompts for each of the images. So here we can see product plus 3 benefit panels, a headline with a benefit image, a trust why choose us image, a testimonial image, an ingredient image, supplement facts, and a guarantee image. Okay, so it's going to take each of the ones you've given it and recreate it for your product. All you're simply going to do then is ask it to create the images. As I mentioned, ChatGPT Image Creator is really, really good at the moment, so use it. You can, if you don't want to use Chat, copy and paste this into another image generator like Higgsfield, like Nano Banana Pro and Gemini, whichever one you want to use. But as I mentioned, the quickest way is just to ask Chat to do it for you. So as you can see down here, I said, please can you now create each of the images for these prompts as separate images using my product attached. So you're just going to attach an image of your product. So you simply, if we were doing this one, I'm going to take this image. But as I'm using this one as a reference, I just gave it this, okay? And I give it this prompt. And as you can see, ChatGPT will create the images for you. So this is the one with the 3 benefits here. This is the one with the title at the top with our product. This is the one of why they should choose our product. This is our review here. And as you can see, the information is based on our product. It's mentally clear, more focused, less foggy. This is our product information here. This is our supplement facts. And this is our quality you can trust. Okay, so it has taken all the information I've given it, broken down my competitor's image and recreated it with my branding colors, my product, and my product information. Okay, so you can see how simple this is. If you want to create more than 10 images, do 10 at a time. Chat can only do 10 images at the moment. So if you've done 20, just say to it, please create the images for the first 10. Once it's created the first 10, then just ask it to create it for the next 10, okay? Just be aware that you need to say separate images, otherwise Chat will create one image with all the images on it. So if that's happening, just ask it to create it with separate images so that you get the separate images like we have here. If you have any problems, just come to the chat here and tell it, okay? Tell the chat what you want to change. Maybe you don't like the branding colors, it's not matching your colors. Let it know. Say, it's not matching my colors. Can you please recreate it with my branding colors? Or I want it to say this, please change that, and it will change it for you, okay? It doesn't, because Chat does square images. So you can, if you want to, I do this, so 1 by 1. So 1 by 1 is a square. But Chat always does square. Now, if you click on the image, you will see here it now has aspect ratio. So if it does create it in the wrong size, you can click on here and say generate in a square, generate in a portrait, generate in story, landscape, or widescreen, and it will recreate for you in that size. So if you do have any problems, click on the image, come over here and just say, I want it in the square, and it will recreate the image for you, okay? Once you're happy, you just click on the images. So again, just click on them, come over here to the download. You can download one image, or you can simply download all 7 images all together, okay? So a rectangle, that's great. So just come in here and ask it to recreate it in the size that you need, okay? And then you download the images, and then you just simply upload them into your store, as we have shown you in the course, okay? But this allows you to have these like high converting images based on your winning competitors' product page, okay? So instead of having these boring pages, no offense, but we saw a lot of very muted pages last week. You want to make sure that your product page, sells your products, and make sure that you are coming in here and creating images like this that you can add to your store. Okay, so we have now gone from an idea from Coach Margarita's class to now having a product that we have in our store, and we have some really good images for our product page. Okay, now we have that, we can now move on to creating our first ads. So, as I mentioned, there's lots of different ways that you can do ads. Images is one of the quickest ways to replicate, get out there and test, okay? We want you testing, validating a product, and then once you make sales, then you can start moving to the videos, creating those videos. I know those videos are fun to make and they are really high converting, but you want to make sure that you are out there quickly testing. Don't want anybody stuck trying to learn AI rather than actually just getting out there and testing a product, okay? So start with images and then you can move on to videos after. If you are a model in the dropshipping method, exactly the same. Instead of giving it the image, so when you create your image here, you're not going to give it you're not going to create the label, you're just going to change the name. So say this was the label, you would just ask chat to recreate it, but instead of saying ClearState, you're going to put your branding name there, okay? So instead of recreating the whole label, you're just going to change the name for your brand, okay? So it's the same process, but instead of creating the whole label, you're just going to change the branding, the name of the brand on your image. And then you would give this image to here to recreate the images, okay? So it's the same process, you're just not creating the whole label, okay? Oh, no worries, Tina, sorry about that. But yeah, the classes are recorded, so you can catch them. Yeah, so we can go through that now. So as you can see here, excuse me, there are different types of image ads that you will see in your research. These are the main ones you're going to see. So this one here is a product ad. This has your product on it. So as you can see here, the Cascore NAD product with a quote. Okay, that is a product ad. Anything that has your product in there is a product ad. Now, you'll also see a mix of images like this. These are called, you can see it, native ads. They just look like they should be on Facebook. They don't look like an ad. They won't have your product in there. They will be like random ones like this, like someone having a tea, a note on the side, someone having breakfast, like this one showing a probiotic, but it doesn't say the branding name. These are meant to be, if someone is just scrolling through Facebook, they don't want to be sold to, but they will be curiosity based. They will look at this image and think, oh, what's that? They will start reading your ad copy, and then hopefully it's something they want to hear more about, and then they click onto your ads, okay? And the same with this, with the advertorial, is where you're not really going to put your product in there. It's going to look a little bit like a newspaper link where it's got a title there, obscure image, and it's going to say something like, read this article to hear more about this information, okay? This is selling the problem. This is selling the product, okay? This is for what we call top of funnel, where people do not know about your product, okay? They are searching for a solution to their problem. You're going to talk about their problem and how your product solves it, but you're not going to mention your product, okay? So this is top of funnel. This is people do not know anything about your brand. They're just scrolling through Facebook. They come across an interesting image. They see the image. They read your ad copy. And then from that, they will then go on to click on the link, which will then go to your product page, okay? This one here is the product ad, and this is more for people who know a bit more about your product, okay? They're a bit more product aware. They may have seen a couple of your ads, been to your product page, and now are interested in buying from you. So this is this product ad will probably be like, not retargeting, but they will see your ad again. So they may see a couple of your ads, interested, and then see this and think, oh yeah, I want to buy that, and click on that, okay? We want to make sure we cater for the top of funnel and bottom of the funnel, because if we just went out and made a load of product ads like this, no one knows who we are to start with, okay? We're not a big brand, we're not, no one knows who we are, so we can't rely on someone going, oh yeah, I know who they are, I want to buy from them, okay? So we need to sell the solution, the problems, more than our product, okay? But when people start to know who we are, we want to make it a little bit easier for us and introduce our products, okay? So we want to make sure that we have ads the top of funnel and bottom of the funnel. Okay. Now, you're probably going to start off more with these native ads, and then you will then move on to more product ads. But you can test both and see which one works best for your products. Okay. So I just want to explain that for you there. So now we have the product we want to go after. We want to do our research to find winning competitors in the space that we can replicate. Okay. So that long name that Coach Margarita gave us here, we can search this product and see if there are any other competitors out there that are selling this product. Now, Coach Margarita showed you on Tuesday how to do that in TikTok. Now, we can also do that in the Facebook ads library. So we can go over to the ads library here. We can go and obviously search for the United States and put that long word into the top here and click go, okay? And you will start to see other competitors that are selling a very similar product. When I did the research, I started reviewing some of these. I came across a couple of brands. So this one here, Dr. Anna Paulid, is selling a product here. And this one here, the doctor in a podcast, is selling products very similar to ours. And this one here, which is Martin Clinic. Now, Martin Clinic and this one are actually the same people. They just have different pages, like different ad accounts selling the same similar products, okay? So when we come to their ad account, you will see a mix of product images, and you will see a mix of what we call native images. So if I just scroll down and show you, you will see here, this is a sort of native image. It's talking about the problem. I suffered with IBS symptoms my entire life. These probiotics completely resolved my gut issues. I am so grateful, okay? Not one bit of that says their product name, okay? It does not mention their product name at all, okay? So this is what we call a native ad. It's just on the platform. It's something that shouts at their problem. They see it, they read more about the information, then they click on the link to look at your product, okay? The same with this one. I've struggled with digestive issues for years. It's a computer screen. It has nothing on there about the products. The same here. We've got a little note here that says, have you been in the bathroom for a while? Try these. And they've got a couple of products there. Again, even though they've got some products there, the products do not say the product branding name, okay? So these are what we call native ads that are going to appear on the platform that do not sell our product, like have our products in there, okay? The same for this one here. It simply is a text message between two people. Like, okay, I've tried so many energy supplements that make, what makes this one different? I actually notice the difference when I don't take it. I don't feel tired. It makes me feel strong and energetic all day. So it is a text conversation between two people, but it's not got the product in there, okay? It's telling you about their problem and how they resolve that problem. People look at that and think, oh, yeah, I have that problem. Oh, what are they talking about? Let's click on the ad and go and see what the product is, okay? Let's go and have a look down here. This is another example, a good example here. Cortisol reducer, not a sleep pill. Again, it's talking about their problem, but does not have the products in there, okay? It's just a skill bed with a moon outside and a big emoji there. It's nothing on there is talking about the products. Down here, there's a couple more. So let me just scroll down. I'm going to show you ones like this. So this is a video, but it's like an image. It just shows the same thing, but it's showing the night, the clock on the bedside table with a glass of water. So a lot of people can relate to that. Like it's 3:13 in the morning, they're still awake, they can't sleep, and they're just staring at their alarm clock. Okay, so, but again, it's not got the product in it. It's literally talking about someone's problem. Okay, it's putting them in that position of like, yeah, that happens to me. I'm still awake at 3 o'clock in the morning. I can tell you this is happening to me right now. Like I've got jet lag like nothing. I stayed up till like 5 o'clock last night. I'm like, go to sleep, please. So I can relate to this. Okay, so that is what you're trying to do. Relate to your customer. So that is what we call, again, that one there, native sort of ads. Now, if you scroll up here, you will see ones like this, where they actually have the product in. And this is a product ad. So they have their product in. This is the product. this is what it solves. So this is more of somebody that knows about them, they know about their problem, they have probably heard about them before, maybe clicked on another ad from them, and now this is selling directly to them. Okay, so there's a difference there. Like even this one is talking about the problem, but it still has the products in there. So here we've got feeling tired, but we have our product there. The same for this one here. It's a review. So we've got a review of the product, and then we've got our product there. Okay, so hopefully you can see the difference. So put a 2 in the chat if that makes sense. You can see that you're going to have ones that are going to have your product in, and another where you're going to have not going to have your product in. Okay, amazing. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to test these images. So we want to find our competitors' ads that are working really well, and then we want to replicate those ads based on our products, okay? But our products can solve many different issues. So we may have, it may be a sleep product, but it could be somebody that stays awake all night and can't go to sleep. It could be for somebody that goes to sleep, but they still feel tired in the morning. It could be that somebody that has a restless night's sleep and just wakes up continuously throughout the night. It could be a high-performing business person that just cannot switch their brain off. So there's different angles for our product, okay? So our product, although it solves sleep issues, can be, that's all me, yeah, that's me as well, but it can have all different angles, okay? And each of those angles are going to be different people. So we can use a competitor's ad, but change it up to test out different angles of our product. So what we want to do, first of all, before we even replicate the ad, is find all the different angles that our product can solve, okay? Now, again, this is very, we can just ask ChatGPT to do this. So let me just find, where am I? My one here. So again, we're going to go over to ChatGPT and we're going to open up a new chat. So we're going to go new chat, open up a new chat. We're going to give it our product information. So by now, you probably would have done your store build and have the link to your product. So you can give it that. You can give it all the research that you've done. So we can upload it here. Again, click upload, add photos, and add all the files that we have about our product. You can do this in chat. You can do it in Manus. You can do it in Claude, whichever one you want to do it in. And you are simply going to say, from the information about my products attached, please can you give me the top 6 angles that I can advertise based on the solution that my product solves, okay? So you're just going to say, go and look at my products, go and find me the top 6 angles that my product can solve, okay? So you can start with 6, you can start with 10, start with 3, whatever you want to go into. But the more angles you test, the more probability of you getting that winner. But if you just want to start with 3, start with 3. You want to start with 6, start with 6, okay? Just ask ChatGPT to go and find those different angles for you, the top angles of your product. This is very similar to what Coach Margarita also talked about on Tuesday. So if you watched her class, she would have gone through that as well, how you do the research to find the problems that your product solves, okay? And then as you can see here, it's gone through and said, right, your product will solve, Janice, if you can stop drawing on my screen, that'd be great. The calm focus angle, okay? Supports a calm, clearer mind. We've got here the 3 p.m. Brain crash, okay? Somebody that gets to 2 o'clock in the afternoon and all of a sudden their brain does not work, okay? That one there. We've got an angle where they're mentally full, but nothing is done. They feel like they're on overdrive all the time, but they never accomplish anything, okay? Oh, yeah, this to be honest, this doesn't have much in it at all because I literally just took screenshots from Coach Margarita's class. But you will see through Coach Margarita's research on Tuesday the information you will have. So make sure you have followed Coach Margarita's class on Tuesday, and that will give you all the information for the product info there. Okay. Okay, sorry, back down to this. So we've got that one, the mentally full but nothing done, the forgetful moments, so brain fog, the stress response support there, the wake up already behind angle. So you can see that it's looks at all of my product information and broken it down into the top 6 different angles I can test my product on. Okay. You can also ask chat to put it into PDF. So you can just say, please, can you put this into a PDF for me? So you have all the information together. And then you can click on this link here and it will give you the PDF. Okay. So we now have our angles. Now we can replicate our competitors' ads. So in my research, I came back here and I just looked through here and found a top winning ad. So I think it was on here. Let me just scroll down. Let me find the one that I did. Here. So if you find an ad like this, this is called long form copy. So this here, as you see, will go on for a long time. But basically, it is talking about the problems. So if we read this, it talks about sleep exposes every weakness in the body fast, because when night comes, everything that barely holds together shows up at once. Every energy crashes during the day, focus slips, patient thins, then bedtime arrives, and the body won't power down. The mind stays alert, the chest feels wired, the clock keeps moving. We're used to seeing this all the time. Okay, so it is exaggerating all the problems that your customer will have based on not being able to sleep. Okay, so this is basically telling the story, putting them in that situation. If any of you remember last week, Coach Mike talked about one of his where he's literally saying, I'm at the doctor's and the doctor's telling me that I've got to have my leg chopped off because my levels are through the roof. Okay. You're putting someone in that situation of them being in the hospital, being in the doctor's and receiving that news. In this one, we're putting someone in the situation where they're at home and they're just about to go to sleep, but they cannot turn off. They feel really tired, but their mind is racing. The clock is 3 o'clock in the morning and they still cannot stop the thoughts in their head. Okay, so you're really honing in on putting your customer in that situation. Okay, and usually it's a bit of storytelling, telling about something that's happened to somebody. Okay, so this is an example here. Another one here. Did you know that cortisol? And as you can see, if you click on it, it's a long form copy. So this is what we're looking. Okay, ready to buy it. So this is what we're doing our research for. So what we can do is we can come here, copy this here. And now we can get our chat or Claude. I use Claude. Claude is really good for copywriting, to rewrite this, but for our different angles. And again, if you want to start with one angle and just go for one angle, you can do that. If you want to start with 3 and test a bit more, do that. Okay. But as you can see from here, I came into Claude. So again, Claude, you can just have a free account for Claude. If you want to, you can also just get ChatGPT to do it, but Claude seems to be better at copywriting. And we will have a video in the course that Coach Jorge is doing to go through this as well. But what you're going to do is just, again, come and open up a new chat. You're going to, again, give it your product information. We'll put these prompts in the course so you can see them exactly, but it says, please see below, this is a winning ad copy from one of my competitors that I would like to recreate from my product. Yeah, Deborah, I was surprised. You think people with attention spans would not read it, but they do, okay? Weirdly, they sell better that way, with long form, talking a story, making them feel like they're there, than if you just put a one-liner there. So yeah, it does really work. So, sorry, back to this. So please see below, this is a winning ad copy from one of my competitors that I would like to recreate for my product. Based on the information angles of my products attached and my product link, I would like you to review all my information and rewrite it based on the top 3 angles of my product. Now you could do the top 6. If you've got the top 6, you can do the first angle if you want to. Again, this is totally up to you of how much you want to test. I'm just showing you, for example, I'm doing it for the top 3. I gave it my information of my products, and then I just pasted that copy that we just copied from here. So I just copied this, pasted it into here, and gave it all my product information. Okay. So that would be the same for you. So you're going to give it all the product information of your product. You're going to give it your winning ad copy and say, read this ad copy, now rewrite it for my product for each of the different angles, okay? So now you can see that it said, okay, I've done that for the top three, so the 2 p.m. brain crash, the calm focus, and the mentally full but nothing done. And it's gone and rewritten it. So again, this is angle 1. And we can see the afternoon exposes every weakness in a busy brain fast, because by the time 2 p.m. rolls around, everything that's quietly running on fumes slowly shows up at once. Focus slips, words don't come out, the motivation drops off a cliff, then comes the reach for another coffee and another, and the brain still won't switch back on. Okay, so it is starting to tell that story. But as you can tell, it's very similar to this. It's using the same hook there. It's taken them through the story of how, you know, their motivation drops, they can't focus, their screen starts to blur, the to-do list starts to grow, but nothing seems to change. They're foggy, they can't get anything done. Okay, so it's taking that person and putting them in that situation. Okay, so hopefully you can see that we're taking a winning ad copy and then we are literally giving it to Claude and saying, based on my product, rewrite this for my products. Okay, so this is the first angle, the 2 p.m. one. This is the second one, the calm focus. So this one now talks about how you've got multiple tabs open, your chest feels tight, your mind feels loud, work doesn't get done. We see this all the time. We're wired on one side and scattered on the other. Okay, so again, taking them through that situation. And then lastly here, sorry, my mouse is broken. Angle 3, mentally full. So again, the same thing. Your inbox is still full, the list is too long, your brain feels full, the day feels wasted, the frustration sets in. Okay, so even though this product helps with mental clarity, it has given us a ad copy for each of the different angles. And again, don't overcomplicate it. If you just want to do one angle, start with one angle, test it. If that one doesn't work, start with the next one. If you want to be quicker, test 3 angles or test 6 angles. But all you're going to do, take the winning ad copy, put it into Claude and ask it to rewrite it for your products, okay? So now we have our copy, okay, our ad copy. We can now create the images that go with this ad copy, okay? Now, what I like to do is I like to give it a couple examples to create different images. So I will come in here, so this competitor here, and find a couple of those native images that I want to create. So if we come to this one here, if I scroll down, again, we're looking for ones that do not have our product in. So ones like this. So you can simply right click on it, copy the image. Cool. Come over here and paste the image into here. So you're going to work your way through and grab a couple of native images. So this one here, cortisol juicer. So copy the image, paste it into here. Okay. And this is exactly what I did here. So we've got this one here. We've got this one here. We've got this little alarm clock here. We've got this one where they're trying to sleep, but they can't. This one here with like lots of different pills. This one with the text one that I showed you. This one with the bed. This one with a little note there. This one where the lady's asleep in the middle of the day. This one here where she's still on her bed there. And this one where she's half asleep. Okay, so they are all native images. None of them have my products in there. Okay, so go and grab some examples from the same competitor. Go and grab some native images that they have on their page. Okay. Now, the prompts, again, we'll give all these prompts to you, so don't worry about writing them down or anything, but it will say for each of these 3 angles, I need to create 10 native image ads. Okay. Again, I'm doing 10 to test. You can test with 5 if you want to start with 5. Okay. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't think, oh, I've got to make hundreds of ads to start with, but start with about 5 if you want to. If you want to test more, you can. That's why I've asked for 10. But I'm going to say for each of the 3 angles, I need to create 10 native image ads to test with the ad copy that we've just created. Okay? That's okay. Hopefully there's a lot here, okay? That I'm talking a lot, but hopefully when you get the replay, you can stop and start it at each section and just implement, okay? So just start implementing it, get your product made, get your images for your store made, get the ad copy made, and then get the images done for the ad copy, okay? So for each of these angles, I need to create 10 native image ads to test an ad copy that we've just created. I've attached some of my competitors' high converted native image ads. Based on these, please can you give me 10 image prompts for each of the angles to create native image ads for my products. Please ensure there's a variety of images so that Meta can distinguish between them, okay? The reason I gave lots of different examples, I don't want it to create 10 images like this. I want it to create a variety of images, native images, so that when I give it to Facebook, it will look at them and choose the best one to put out there. If you give it 10 images that look the same, they will class it as one image, okay? So make sure you add something like this where it says ensure a variety of images so that Meta can distinguish between them, okay? We don't want 10 images that look exactly the same, okay? Yeah, so you per angle. So for the first, you can have one angle, and then you can have all those 10 images for that angle in that ad set. Okay. Next week we will be doing a class on launching, so we'll go through that. But yeah, you're going to have one ad set and then just all the images underneath with that ad copy. So as you can see, let me just get rid of these so you can see. It has gone out and it has given me the prompts for each of the angles and given me 10 prompts per angle. So you'll end up with 30 different prompts. So quite easy. I say quite easy, but hopefully you can see. I'm literally, most of my job is copying the competitor's ad, giving it to chat, saying, I want to create this. Here's my product information. And it's given us the prompts, okay? So to create these images, prompts, I can either take them and put them into Higgsfield to create them, but as I mentioned, ChatGPT is being amazing at images, so you may as well ask them to do it for you. So let me just find where I put it, here. So now, I must admit, the prompts it gave me didn't write it in full detail. So if it does that, you can just ask Chat to give it to you, like in full detail. But if it should give you full detail prompts, you can also come here and say, please give me the full image prompt so I can create the images, okay? It's kind of giving me notes here, what it should look like. But if you want the full prompt, I would just type in here, please can you now give me the full image prompt so I can create the images, okay? You can also do it in chat, so that's what I did here. So you're going to come back over to chat. You can do it in the same chat that you just done before or open up a new chat. And you are going to give it everything that Claude gave you and just ask chat to give you the prompts to create the images and then create the images. So based on my product, Claude has created 10 image ideas, the first angle of my product. I do them in batches because I don't want to confuse them, okay? So I've got my first angle. I want to create the images for those angles. So I'm going to do it in those 10 first, and then I'll do the next 10, okay? So I want to create 10 images for my first angle for my product based on these and the examples attached. Please can you give me 10 image prompts to recreate these images? So as I mentioned, chat, for some reason, Claude didn't give me the full prompt. If Claude gives you the full prompt, then you can go ahead and just create the images. But if it hasn't, just ask chat to do it for you. So I gave it all the information I had and just said to chat, now create the prompts for these. And as you can see, it's now created the full prompt. So this is a full prompt where it's saying, create it like this. This is just like notes. So just be aware, if it hasn't given you the full prompt, just ask it to give you the full prompt. Once you have those prompts, you are simply just going to say to chat, now create those images for me, okay? Make sure they're separate, like I said, because we want them as separate images, and do 10 at a time. So if you have given them all the 30 prompts, ask it to do 10 at a time, okay? Because otherwise it'll just confuse it and won't do it. So as you can see here, this is my first 10. So it's 2:47 p.m. and your brain just clocked out. We've got one here, brain support, not another coffee. 2 p.m. you, doesn't have to be a different person. How are you so productive in the afternoons? I'm dead by 2. Honestly, it's not coffee. This product I've taken is a game changer. Why does the brain crash at 2 p.m? We've got a note to self, stop blaming the 2 p.m. crash, no lack of sleep, try this brain support. So hopefully you can see that, especially like this one here and this one here, it is taking their winning ads and just recreating it, but for our product. Their product was talking about falling asleep at 3 o'clock. Our product is talking about brain support, which is not another coffee. So it's used the same like red highlight around a word here, has a quote on it with a random image in the background showing the coffees for our product. This one is again, it's a text quote, but it's showing it for our product and our angle here. Okay, so it will create 10 for you of these images. Then you just want to do it for the next 10. So once I've done that first one, I give it the next, give me the prompts. It's giving me the prompts. I then say, right, based on those prompts, now create those images for me. So create those separate images. And now you can see that I have got another 10 for my second angle. Okay, so now we can test these ones with our second angle. And then again, the last one, because I did 3 angles, but if you want to do 6, you just keep going. You're going to end up here with give your last ones. Again, you're going to get the prompts there, and it's going to give you the images for that prompt. Okay, so hopefully you can see from that, we have taken our product, got our angles, found a winning ad copy, recreated it for our product, and then based on that, we have created the images that will go with it. Okay, so I would do it in English. You can do it in English and Spanish. I've seen both. Maybe start off with English, then move to Spanish after that. But you can test in English as in Spanish as well. I've seen a lot on TikTok in Spanish as well. Put a 3 in the chat if that makes sense. Again, I know I'm going through a lot of information, but I want to give it to you so that you can take the replay and just do it step by step. Okay. Hopefully you're seeing that most of the time, all I'm doing, finding a competitor, copying them, putting them into chat and asking it to redo it for my products, okay? So, before we finish, I had a video to show you, but we'll do that in another class. You can also do the same. So we start with native, but if you also want to test with product images, it's exactly the same thing. But all you're going to do is give it your product. So very similar, yeah. So I've given like a shorter breakdown in the course of how to do this as well. Okay. So if you want to replicate an ad exactly, okay, you don't want to change anything, you can just give that one image. So this is one I found that's doing really well. It's actually for like an ADHD product, but it's literally just a background and it's got a quote on there. You can just, again, take a screenshot of that and ask chat to give you prompts to recreate it, but for your product. So here, based on the winning image ad attached, please can you give me 3 image prompts to create a similar image for each of my product angles? So angle 1, angle 2, excuse me, and angle 3. It's given me the prompts. I then just said, please can you now create these images for me? Make sure each prompt is separate image in size 1 by 1. Now I have the same one, but it's for my products and my angles. Okay, so you can just take a image and recreate it exactly if you want to as well. Okay, you don't have to do generalized. You can give it exact image and ask to recreate your product. So the same for this one. So I like this image, like what it's it was doing really well. So again, I just said, based on the winning image ad attached, please give me an image prompt to create a similar image for my product, for my angles. It's giving me the prompts. I then just said, again, create the image for me, make sure they're a separate image. And now I've got one for each of mine. So brain support, not another coffee, calm focus, not more chaos. And then this one, mental clarity, not another planner. Okay, so it's taken the same structure, but applied it for my products. And like I said, finally, we can ask it to recreate images with our product in. So same process as we just went through, but we're just going to give it all out, the ones with the product in. So we come in here, we find one with the product like this one here, we can right click and copy image. So what you could do is test with the native test your ad copy with the natives, and then you could test with the product image as well. So same ad copy, just with a product image. So as you can see here, I've just taken some of the ones with the product images in like this. And I said, I now want to recreate the images attached, but change it so that it includes my product and the information based on my product. Please can you give me the detailed prompts to recreate each one based on my product and my product information. Now, I've kept this in the same chat, so it knows my product. If you're doing it in a new chat, remember to give it your product information, okay? You always want to make sure, as we always say, the more you give it, the better your results will be. So if you do this and it doesn't have any information about your product, it's not going to give you good information. But if you've already talked to loads like you saw in here, I've talked to loads about my products, it doesn't need me to give it again. But if you are doing a new chat, make sure you're giving it your product image and the link to all your products, okay? And as you can see, it's going to give me all the prompts for each of those images. So we've got all the images here and all the prompts for the images. And again, just like we did for the product page, I'm going to say, please can you now create these images for me using my products? So give it the product image. Make sure each prompt is a separate image in size 1x1. And here you can see, feeling mentally fogged but stay focused, it's got my products. This one here, a review, similar sort of family, my products, and now the review is based on my products. This one here, it's got my products in and all the information is on my products. This one here, the product, the quote is based on my product. So hopefully you are seeing that all we're doing is taking our winning ads from our competitors and then recreating them back with our product information, our product branding, and our product actual product in the images. Okay, that's cool. How do you make an ad mostly text with one image at the bottom? So the same as this. So you would take that one, the winning ad that you want, like this one basically, give it to chat, ask it to recreate it with your product and give it the product information and it will recreate it for you. So as you can see here, mainly a main image and our product information. That's cool. Oh, I'm glad it's helped. So I do have a video as well. I'm not going to do it in this class because I know I've gone over time. So we will do another class, or I will put it into a video that will go into the course. But it's following the same thing I taught last week, how you can make an avatar and get it to talk about your products in a simple video. Only because I will give you this link to this competitor here. They have an ad running since the 26th of September, and it's just talking about their product. It's just a man talking, literally just talking about the product. So it's a very simple one to recreate, but we will do that in another class. I will give you these links in the chat if you want to go and have a look at this competitor. But hopefully you can see from that we went through a lot, but you went from Tuesday's class where you had the research and found the problem, the product you want to solve. You then now created your label for your product, made the product images for your store, found all the angles for your product, found a winning ad, recreated the ad copy for your product, made native image ads, and made product image ads that you can now start testing, okay? So I did all that last night in a couple of hours at like 5 o'clock in the morning. So you can do that in a clear head and start getting your products out, start testing, okay? Everything will be recorded and put into the replays. I suggest, because it is a lot of information, that you take it step by step, okay? Watch the first part, do that bit for your store, watch the next part and do the next part for your store, okay? You stop sharing, let me see. Can you please put in the chat the 3 supplement parts in the chat again? I'm not going to talk too much about that now. We're going to, as Coach Margarita said, they're going to be talking more about that on Monday to give you more information so that we can help you based on your path that you're going after, okay? So hopefully that helps. Hopefully you can start creating those images, getting them out there and start testing, okay? We want to start seeing those wins from you, okay? Thank you very much, everyone. Have an amazing evening and I will see you all soon. Take care, everyone. See ya. Bye.